In this video, I'm going to explain how to use essential oils with James and some safety considerations and a little background understanding how to use them with him. So the first thing is important that I only use the Young Living essential oils because I want to make sure that this is not an essential oil that has any synthetic fragrance or perfume or pesticides or herbicides or heavy metals or chemical solvents or anything like that. So I'm only using pure essential oils with him. So that's really important. The other thing I want to explain is exactly what this is. So what happens is they take a part of the plant, and it could be a flower, a leaf, a stem, a bark, a root, a grass, and they distill it with steam. And I have a little picture just so it will help understand what is in this bottle. This, not that you have to know how to do this or anything, but I just want to explain what is exactly in this bottle. There's no perfumes, there's no synthetic fragrance, there's no chemicals. It's just pure plant product. They take a part of a plant, or they'll take a whole shrub or a whole tree, they'll put it in the big vat, they'll distill it with steam, and different liquids come out. And an aromatic liquid comes out, which is the essential oil. So it has an aroma, usually a pleasant one, but not always. And the chemical compounds that come out in this liquid not only have an aroma, which helps, the aroma helps James when he breathes it in to be calm, to help him with his agitation, but it also has antimicrobial and health enhancing properties which come from the chemical compounds. So that being said, the other important thing is that they're stored properly. The Young Living oils are not adulterated, so they will last a long time. Citrus oils might not last as long, but these other ones do last long. The important thing is that you cap them tightly because they are volatile. The aromatic compounds and oil will just go in the air and dissolve. And if you leave the bottle open, you'll find you don't have a full bottle of oil anymore. So they need to be capped tightly, kept in a cool, dark area, and he keeps them in his drawer, so that's fine. We don't want to keep them in the sunshine or the heat or anything like that. So that's the basic of using. That's why I use these oils with him. Now, you can use them three ways. You can ingest them, and they have to be labeled for ingestion. You can use them topically, and you can breathe them in. So James breathes them in mostly for emotional reasons, either from the bottle or from the diffuser. But now the question comes up when he puts them on his skin. The best place to put essential oils are the bottom of your feet. The reason is the skin on the bottom of your feet is very thick. So if there's some sensitivity, it's less likely on the bottom of your feet. They're also very large and many pores on the bottom of your feet. And the idea when you put an essential oil on the bottom of your feet is to get it into your body and let it go through your bloodstream. So that's when I put, like when I ask you to put thieves or thyme or oregano on the bottom of James's feet, that's because I want it to get in his body and all the healthy, good things to happen. Now, there's many ways to categorize oils. Some of them are more will give more of a sensitive reaction. But you cannot have a true allergy to essential oils. The body does not create antibodies toward essential oils. There are no proteins in the essential oils. So that's, and they're almost all almost all distilled with steam. There are a few like jasmine that might have a solvent to dissolve it. So then it's not a true essential oil. And the citrus oils are pressed from the peel. The thing to know about the citrus oils, and there's no reason that James needs to put these on his skin. He uses lemon with lavender and peppermint for seasonal things, and he uses these to make his room smell nice, or the citrus oils also are very cheery and lift your spirits. There's no reason for him to put a citrus oil on his skin. Now, the citrus oils, again, technically, they're not truly an essential oil because they're pressed from the peel. They're not distilled. But if you put them on your skin, you can create a photosensitivity. So you wouldn't want to go out in the direct sun for a day or two or so, just in case you get a photosensitive reaction. But again, that's not going to be the case for James. Please use the lemon with the lavender and peppermint for seasonal things that make him sneeze or stuff up. And any citrus oil can go in his diffuser to encourage a cheerful mood. So that's all he needs the citrus for. Now, there are some oils that they call hot oils. These oils happen to be very strong and really help your health, but they could make you a little red. So we don't want to put them directly on his skin. These are only for the bottom of his feet. And these would be clove. I mean, these are great for health, really great for health. Clove, thyme, oregano, cassia. What's another oregano? Thieves, and I'll explain thieves, and cinnamon bark. Thieves is a blend. It's a general blend for wellness, and it's a blend of clove and cinnamon bark, which are strong oils, lemon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. So all these oils can go on the bottom of James's feet. He is used to them. Any of the oils I'm going to show you tonight, I've used with him at home multiple times, and he's fine with them. Now, for some people, like I'm pretty much used to it, but if you took one of these hot oils and you put it on your skin directly, it might cause a little redness. In that case, just grab a fatty oil. So these essential oils, this comes out of steam distillation. They're tiny, small molecules. They get in your bloodstream, they go through the cell walls, and they're health producing. They're not large fatty oils. Large fatty molecule oils are like avocado. I have olive here, and I have coconut. I sent up some coconut for James, and I'll send up some avocado because I'll tell you how I use them both. If James was to put like clove or cinnamon bark or thieves on his arm or on his face and it got red, it is not going to hurt him. All you need to do is dilute it with a fatty oil. Never water, because the water will just spread it more and drive it in. And we want to lift it up and dilute it. Now, when people are getting used to using essential oils, very often they will start off diluting them. And of course, you dilute them with children and etc., but that's another whole topic. But James is used to all these oils on the bottom of his feet. They can also go in the diffuser to purify the air. They do make ingestible versions, but he doesn't take that. But if it has a white label, it just means it's ingestible, but he can, and it's the exact same oil. He can gargle with this. He could put a drop on his toothpaste. These two thieves oils are exactly the same. It's just that this is labeled for ingestion and this is labeled for topical use, just so they could keep it separate. But it's the exact same oil. Doesn't matter which one he has. He can put a drop on his toothpaste. He can gargle with it. He can put a drop under his tongue and then take a thieves cough drop. The more, if there's something going around, and we talk about that separately, it's just all good for him. Now, avocado oil, I like this if, God forbid, I get essential oils in my eye, and it could happen to anyone. It happened to me the other night. So what you do is if you get an essential oil in your eye, grab a cotton puff. Don't throw water in your eye. Again, it's going to spread it and it's going to drive it in. All you do is you take some of this, you put it in the corner of your eye. These large molecule fatty oils will grab the essential oils, it will dilute them, and it'll help get them out of your eye. So that's what you do for that. Then there are any oils that James puts in his bath. Usually you don't sprinkle an essential oil on top of a bath water because it'll just float. And if you splash, you can get it in your eye. So you take some Epsom salt or baking soda, pink Himalayan salt, whatever you're using in the bath. And you just take, I'll just grab lavender just because it's handy. You put a couple of drops or whatever the amount of drops we're talking about in the Epsom salt or the other salt or baking soda, mix it well, and then put it under the running faucet, and it'll mix much, much better in the bath. Just one little hint or tip that I always do, because I always carry essential oils with me. I use them on the run. So I always have a little bottle. I put some avocado oil in here. So I always have some with me, and I will provide one of these for you if you want to carry it when you're out and about. James usually uses the oils when he's in the house, but just in case, I'll make up a little bottle for you because you never know. All right, so just a couple of other things. The milder oils are lavender and frankincense, and these are fine to put on his skin if he, for any reason. But if lavender really, they're both really great for the skin. Cuts, burns, skin rashes, lavender and frankincense are the mildest oils, and they're also the most general purpose oils. You can just easily just put those right on James's skin. Also, the other thing is, I was talking about reactions. James uses, as you know, really pure, healthy things. If a person uses perfumey things on their skin, they use aluminum deodorant, they're using synthetic fragrance, and they're not used to essential oils, that also could make a little bit more of a reaction with them. Okay, so just in terms of James, peppermint, he will use if his head is bothering him. This is an analgesic, and it's numbing, it's very cooling, it's very comfortable. If his head is bothering him, of course, he give him whatever the standard Tylenol is, but this will be an addition to just to give him comfort. And you can roll this right on your head. You can roll it on the back of your neck in that little indentation there, on your shoulders, and it'll be very cooling and comforting to him. Some people like to put it on their temples when their head bothers them, but you have to put it far back because peppermint travels. And if you put it here on your temples, the next thing you know, you're going to feel it burning in your eyes, and you're going to have to grab that fatty oil. So James knows he does this all by himself. I always say, rub it where your head hurts. It's very comforting. The other thing about peppermint is it's very comforting. If his stomach is bothering him, he can roll this right on his belly. It's numbing, it's cooling, and peppermint is very settling to the stomach. The other oil he has for any stomach issues is Digize. This, before I was saying that a lot of the oils, they're aromatic and a lot of them smell nice. Not all of them smell as pretty as others. And Digize is a very strong fennel smell. Um, but it really, this to me is just like a miracle oil for anything stomach at all. Just rub it on the outside of his stomach, rub it, let him do it in his belly button. You could mix it with peppermint. In fact, at home, I make a little bottle, a roller up, and I mix equal amounts of Digize and peppermint. And it's just very soothing and comforting. It's like another thing to do. The other oil I really like is basil, which is also an analgesic. And you never put essential oil in your ears, never put it in your ears, never put it in your eyes. But if his ear might be bothering him and he needs a little comfort, you can just put it right here, and you could put it all around the outside of the ear, not inside, but a little here, all outside, run it down here. And basil is very comforting to the ear. Lastly, for sleep, James likes cedarwood and lavender diffused, but there's so many. Um, he has valor is good, frankincense is good, he has Palo Santo. I'm just looking for where mine is. He has Palo Santo, he has vetiver, he may have rutavala. I think he does. This is another great oil for sleep. This is a blend of rue, valerian, and lavender. It doesn't, again, smell as pretty as like jasmine or ylang ylang or rose essential oil, but it works. These oils can also be rubbed on his feet, very calming. Another thing, if he's having any trouble sleeping and he wants to settle down, I love to do this. Just put some of the oils on a cotton puff. Like you could take some lavender or whatever he wants, or if he has a headache, put some peppermint. And if he's laying down, just put this on his pillowcase next to where he's laying down. And the lavender or lavender and cedarwood or the vetiver will be very calming. And then lastly, he has valor and frankincense, which he does alternate nostril breathing with. But if he wants to use another oil for alternate nostril breathing, that's okay too. Just focusing on the breathing and breathing in the oils will take his mind a little bit off. Um, so I think that's hopefully a helpful summary of safety, the why, the different types of essential oils. And I hope that is really helpful. And thank you so much for taking care of James and working with him and the oils with me.